Hey guys, it's Gun Deity here, and I got something for you this week. I'm not going to call it cool or different or anything like that, because, frankly, it's not different. This is a Glock Gen 3 clone, Glock 19 Gen 3 clone. This one is made in Turkey by a company called Derya Arms, imported by Rock Island Armory. This is the DY9, and it is pretty much just a Gen 3 clone. It's got a 3.86 inch barrel, which is a little shorter than a Glock 19 barrel. It's got fiber optic sights, front and rear cocking serrations that aren't very aggressive. Very blocky design. Very reminiscent of like a Gen 3 Glock. 2-slot Picatinny rail on the bottom here. Squared off trigger guard. It does kind of resemble the Gen 3 trigger guard a little bit, so maybe it's holster compatible. It does have a memory, textured memory spot for your support hand, which is pretty nice. It's got not very aggressive grip texture, but effective grip texture. But what's really neat is it does have a flared magwell, but this magwell is kind of weird looking. It's got like a pinky hook down here, and it's kind of an odd shape. So odd that they actually shape the base plate of the mag to fit it, so it fits flush. I mean, it's unique. I'm not sure if it's necessary, but it's definitely cool looking. Other than that, it's pretty much just a Glock Gen 3 clone. Let's go ahead and check out that trigger real quick. Of course, it is empty. It's got a basic Glock style trigger. Got a red dingus there. You got to knock that down. Stage the trigger, of course, to the wall. And then it's got a very heavy wall that breaks. You know what it reminds me of? It actually reminds me of the Palmetto State Dagger's trigger, but with a flat face instead of the hinge trigger. And then, of course, that reset knocks you way out here again. You gotta restage it to the wall and then break. It's okay. It's definitely a Glock Gen 3 clone, but what's really cool about this is it is very budget friendly. I've seen them on the market sub $300, which puts them in that Palmetto State Armory Dagger price range. I will say the Dagger is probably a better bang for your buck. I personally own a Dagger, and I'm a big fan. But it is a clone of a Gen 3, so let's go ahead and pull out a Gen 3 and see how close she is. So we're going to line them up, beaver tail to beaver tail, and they're roughly the same length. Let's go chamber to chamber. And maybe the Glock's a tiny bit longer from chamber to chamber. I don't know. They advertise this as 3.86. The Glock is 4.02. So I'm not sure how they're basically the same. Maybe the advertisement on the Derya might be a little off. But other than that, it is pretty similar. You can see those trigger guards are very similar in shape. So they might use the same holsters. Width, they're about the same all the way across. Let's check out those mags. Now, it is a Gen 3, so it should be Gen 3 compatible, and it is. So you can run your standard Glock mags. I will say that magwell does kind of get in the way of loading those Glock mags. Just a thing to point out. But, I mean, for the price point, it's not a bad option. If you are a collector of all the different Glock clones, this is just another one to get your hands on. Is it something I would recommend over something else? I don't know. Turkey has a wishy-washy history when it comes to guns. Some of their guns are great. Some of their guns, not so much. I'm not 100% sold on it. But if a used one came across the store and it came at a reasonable price, I might try it out. Just because, you know, I am a Glock fan and I do like Glock clones. But it's definitely something to check out. See if you're interested in it. And at the price point, maybe it is your cup of tea. I'm not sure. But guys, as always, I'm Gun Deity, and I will see you for the next one.